All right, let's get her going. It's the real Kyper and Bourne show. Jake the Snake Schultz, Derek Brandale, Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, our very own Sammy McKee. It is the Leaf Hour edition of our program, but you would never know that based on the Edmonton Oiler jersey behind Justin Bourne.
Whole time?
No. I'm just looking up and I see Oiler colors.
All right, well, we're backing people under the truck at 3:56. Hey, could you cut a bunch of clips from something that I didn't bring up until 2 minutes before the show?
Swear to God.
Yeah, let's back it up. Back it up. All right.
Hey, listen, I'm okay. Right. I'm all right. Leave the Oiler jersey.
No.
There's not a chance he would leave an Oiler jersey on his Leaf Hour edition.
Not if he doesn't have to. I don't blame him.
I don't blame him either. No. It's right. It's right. And I swear to God, Sammy, I zone in. I'm zoned out. We don't even speak before the show.
In fairness,
don't.
We're all zoned out. We're all in a different world.
Completely zoned out.
Yeah. The show starts when this show starts.
But
it doesn't start,
I'll tell you
start
something.
any sooner than that.
I've learned nothing from Sammy an hour before our shows for 5 years. Today, I learned that he doesn't like cream in his donuts. Right? Am I right? Tell him the conversation we had moments before I noticed that there was an Oiler jersey. Tell me what you were uttering to prepare ourselves for a big show today. What did you say?
I hate Boston cream donuts.
Thank you.
As I consumed a whole Boston cream donut moments before the show.
I love.
And you don't like sandwiches, or you don't like sandwiches.
No, we don't like big. We don't like big sandwiches. We like sandwiches, not just like the big ones that.
This is the important stuff. Vertical's good. Horizontal's no good for.
This is really important stuff.
Well,
this is what makes our show so successful. Is the fact that we don't talk.
Wait, I had that back.
You can't handle the truth.
I think that.
Horizontal.
I mean, not to get too inside baseball, but I think one of the calling cards that does make our show great is that we have no idea what anybody's going to say until the show starts. We are very natural when we come on here with our reactions. So there you go.
So, what'd you guys think of the hockey game last night?
They won. What a win.
Good.
Congrats.
We said 2 points. 2 points.
We said
free 2 points.
Must win, can't lose.
I just said it was a free 2-point night. That's all. Come get your 2 points. Come pick them up.
So everything's hunky-dory.
I can't see anything that is less than perfect, except for some things that we'll get to. But listen, they got 2 points.
Everything's great.
We got
another
2
day
points.
to figure things out.
Well, we're settled in. We got our Leaf jersey. We know Sammy doesn't like anything in his donuts. We know that we're live.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I love donuts.
We're a daily donut show.
We do know we are live on Sportsnet 360, Sportsnet 590, The Fan in Toronto, and always streaming on Sportsnet Plus, and always available to you at your convenience, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube. Yes, the Maple Leafs completed a late rally against the Chicago Blackhawks with 2 goals in 8 seconds. Matthews, Joshua, late in the third period, when we had basically talked about yesterday's show about the game last night. The one thing that stood out to me was Sammy saying we need to see a certain something. I think that's the way you phrased it, out of the leaders.
Yeah. You need to see a response.
Yes.
Here's what I said.
Did you?
I said I wanted to see Matthews do his thing in a game like this where he'd get a couple of goals or whatever, and you said it needs to look a certain way is what you said, Kip. You were about the look.
I cared about the look, for sure.
I got my 2 points, a goal and an assist, maybe not exactly what I asked
Play
for.
the right way.
Yeah. Not.
How did you think it looked?
Do you want to go to Craig Berube first, or do you want to go to us first?
Well,
Probably let's go to Craig Berube.
Which one do you want?
That
you
out of the way.
In-locker room one that you asked me to cut 2 minutes before the show started?
You know what? that one stood out the most for me. So, the Toronto Maple Leafs with their social media and many teams, they do this now. As soon as the guys come in and the coach addresses the team, they cut it.
Can I admit something to you?
And they put it out there.
I absolutely love it.
I
do.
It.
I love it as a fan.
I like getting that access as well.
And the NFL does an unbelievable job too. Their speeches are like out of control.
The coaches be performative.
I love it.
You're right, but that unfortunately is the trade-off.
Yeah,
I am a little bit with Sammy on this, even though I can play the dinosaur. I get it. I get where the value is. And I clipped it. I asked you to clip it 5 minutes before because I think that there's value in it.
Yeah.
And it goes back to our Amazon days where we watched the Leafs 3 or 4 years ago, and you can really get a sense of who they are on a day-to-day basis, a lot more out of it, even though we think it could be performance-driven or not. It's still fairly real.
Yeah, that is the part that I'm worried we're going to lose, right? Like, as a team, when you sit in that locker room and wait for your coach to come in and get a sense of what they thought of the game, it's immediately now it feels like it's going to be PR, right? Like, I don't know if you're really going to get the actual take of the coach. You know, you see, we got Spencer Carbery coming on today, and I've had several people send me Washington Capitals clips and be like, the Leafs could never have this. Carbery is gassing the boys up. You know, franchise leader and this, whatever. You know, hey, just round of snaps over here.
Somebody sent me one of his the other day.
Yeah,
where he gave him 2 days off, and the whole room went insane.
Oh,
They said, ole, ole, ole.
They all were like jumping in a circle in the middle of the room.
And since then, they've given up 13 goals in 3 games. Do you know what I'm saying?
Bad response from his
They've
team.
been crap ever since.
Yeah.
I'm the dinosaur.
But I think we're stealing an important part of the coach-team relationship. The post-game, I love it. I want to see it.
There's no such thing as intimacy anymore. Everybody's out there for everybody to see, and that's the demand right now.
Yeah.
So it is. It's
like,
at times it's Truman. I'm watching the Jim Carrey movie.
Like,
Truman.
I wonder if the coach gives a speech and then they go, "Okay, camera's out," and they go, "Boys, what is that?" Like, do you get a second version of the speech?
The whole world gets to judge you now 24/7 with the cameras.
I would say that the Leafs put out one where they did win. I don't know if it was earlier this year or late last year or whatever, where Berube was like, yeah, happy we got the win, but there's a lot of work we still need to do. And like, there was like a bit of honesty. So I don't know if they do 2 takes.
Okay,
I don't think they do.
I asked you to clip this one because I think it is raw. I don't think that Craig Berube is thinking about a camera in the room. I hope that they covered up a few F-bombs in it.
They did.
Okay, perfect. So let's have a raw, emotional Craig Berube addressing his team after last night's come from behind victory.
Welcome back, Walsey. Good job. Real good job by everybody hanging in there. Big character win. That's a great comeback. Just shows perseverance and character, how we came back and won the game. Great job.
Boys, Water, great job. Let's go to Dak.
Got the belt.
Thanks, Beastie.
Peace.
Way to grind that one out, boys. We got to get on a roll here and keep this thing going.
I think I'm going to admit the reason I like it is I get to hear the nicknames they have for each other because I'm so obsessed with nicknames. But Beastie is unreal. Monsty Beastie.
All right. This is where I may differ a little bit here. Okay? And I wouldn't have come in as positive as Craig. I wouldn't have yelled at them, but I would not have gone into this whole shtick about character and perseverance when basically for 57 minutes I didn't see character and I didn't see perseverance.
But I think you're trying to put it in them. Make them believe that that's what it was and instill that confidence, truth or not.
See, that's interesting.
But yes, and I'm not saying that you're wrong, and I'm not saying that my way is definitively better or it's what the team needs. Chief's around them all the time, every day. He knows them better than I do. So that's where you're into this good cop, bad cop parent thing where someone says he needs a kick in the ass or the other one says, no, he needs a pat on the back. Me personally, my first instinct would have been shut the door and sit down. And please tell me why. And let's go down the list that we went down yesterday. Okay. No Connor Bedard. I called out the leaders. Joe Bowen night. We're at home. We got Joseph Wall back. That we can come out And as Craig Berube well documented on all our Instagrams last night, he can tear a strip off of them with one shot on goal in the first 14 minutes, then go into a second period where everybody's calling maybe the worst second period all year long. Okay?
I don't know.
Whatever the case
We've had
is.
a lot of those.
Okay, and we're watching TSN. They had the broadcast last night. Tomorrow night we'll have it on.
Yep.
Those guys start having discussions on whether or not they've quit on their coach and whether it's the right decision if people are contemplating about firing him or not.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm not mistaken, our group chat also had someone insinuate, like, should they fire somebody?
No. It was kicked off. I think it was 2-0. I put in the chat rebuild.
So we've got rebuild.
I was joking.
We got people insinuating whether a coaching change is coming on.
Okay, if we're doing group chat confidential, which is a great segment I want to do in a show one day. I said I think Craig could get fired tomorrow if they lose this game by margin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You get
Which
my
I think
point.
is actually somewhat.
Okay, you get my point.
Yeah.
Now we're going into a third period, and at the 10-minute mark, I'm hearing stereo sound of boos I haven't heard in a long time. And I'm thinking to myself, man, they are within a whisker right now of waffles on the ice,
100%.
jerseys on the ice.
Yeah.
Okay?
Here come the pretzels.
So at some point after the game, I would remind the players of all of this, but somehow we take 3 minutes of last night and we flush everything else down the toilet, and we're just going to focus on character and perseverance, and let's build off of this.
It sounds like Daddy came home and decided it was the pat on the back rather than the kick in the butt that the team needed.
Is that a good thing? Is that okay for you?
Well, listen, I think it's a very good question. And I don't know. One thing we have been surprised by has been Berube's penchant to use the carrot more than the stick. I think we thought when he came here, we'd see a little bit more of the stick. I would say there's more longevity in the carrot and the back pat if things come around. You know, it's a long season to be, laying into guys the whole time through. But Kip, to your point, we weren't the only group chat that said rebuild, fire the coach, whatever. The fans in the building were starting.
Everybody.
Right. So I'm looking at the hockey news right now. Ken Campbell said the Leafs played like they wanted their coach to be fired for 50 minutes last. That's the opening line of that article. Like it's out there.
It's out there. We're not it.
No.
We're not it.
To both of your conversations, I would really hope it's the pat on the back, and that's not his actual thoughts on the hockey game. Like, I hope that's not what he thought.
I love that because I agree.
It's like, if that's what he thought,
I
then
hope it's PR spin.
Yes.
I hope he's aware that was no good.
No.
That was downright bad.
Like, if he's going in there being like, boy, you guys showed a lot of character tonight on that wrist shot that got through barely went into the net, and then got a gift power play, and then got a goalie coughing one up to you in the slot. Like,
Don't read into anything like that.
Yeah.
I just hope that that's PR. I do.
Sorry, but like, it's not. There's no PR fooling here.
Not on this show.
I mean, no.
We're hip to the game.
Oh yeah, we know everything.
But I don't. I believe that Craig Berube believes that he needs to do this with love and support.
Yeah.
And I don't know how long. Like, we're almost halfway through the season. Like, hasn't he tried this already?
But it is telling, I think, that the stuff that we're not privy to, the only place we see him and we don't hear the message, we see him losing his absolute mind, right? Like, we don't get to hear what he's saying here in this clip on the bench, one freaking shot or whatever. We know he's hot and yells at the guys and gives it to them in the one area where he's telling what he truly thinks. So I do believe, to Sam's point, that he's not.
But then why portray that other BS then?
Look, they get the people off. They get the flies off.
I think the Flies are a little bit more intelligent than that.
Well,
Yeah. I mean,
I do.
I actually, what I said last night.
that's a good point too.
I said it on Leafs. I think the Leafs crowd did a better job of inspiring the players last night than the coaching staff did. Like, that was a early, loud boo. What was it, 11 minutes left, 10 minutes left? It was definitely
I think
loud.
Oliver Ekman-Larsson scored right after that.
It was immediately
I,
after.
I wouldn't even want to know if they would have gone in late into that period, what it would have sounded like down 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
They got a goal right away, and it nipped it.
And give credit to the crowd. The pop on the Matthews goal and the pop on the Joshua goal were playoff-type pops.
They
People
want
were going,
it.
I know,
It
I
was
know.
it was a natural reaction for sure.
Yeah,
And they've been starving for one.
totally. And oh, go ahead.
I just want to get this out of the way with like the Matthews giving it to the crowd. Like, I thought that was great. And I know there's going to be other.
I didn't think it was appropriate.
Yeah, I knew you wouldn't.
Yeah,
So
I didn't
you
think it was
naturally
appropriate.
inclined.
Do
That's not your
you want to?
thing.
Let's play clip 2 from Matthews on the Boo Birds.
The Boo Birds were coming down, rightfully so, and I think after that first goal, the crowd really got into it, which was great, and then after the second one, the place was rocking. So, and then after the third one, even more. So, it was just good to get that one, and obviously good for the power play as well, and nice way to finish off the game.
You put the hand to your ear, you gestured to the crowd. Like, what's going on through your mind when there's such an emotional thing like that?
Not much, to be honest, just excitement, and it's just kind of all in the moment. You're not really thinking too much, I guess.
Yeah.
To me,
I'd like him to think a little bit more, though.
To me, though, that's like, we hear you. Let's pick it up. Let's turn things around. Let's get the volume. Let's get her going.
Yeah.
That to me is like, we got one. Here we go. Inspirational stuff.
You know what it's like to me?
Yeah.
The illusionist. Watch this hand. Don't think about this hand. Watch this hand. Watch this hand. And I'm like, no.
But listen, you haven't liked anyone celebrating anything.
No,
great.
that's not true.
That was a great
That's
play
not
by
true.
Willie off the board.
That's not true. And
Nice shot.
I just think that, he says, oh, and they were booing us, rightfully so.
Yeah.
And then he's like, but forget about that because we got it going and we got rocking and now we're rocking again and then we're rocking again. And it's like, okay. And it's great if this is truly the pivotal moment where now you can focus on rocking the rest of the way. But can you do that without truly understanding the part that was rightfully so? Like, have you absorbed what was wrong? Can you look each other in the eye and have a half-decent answer to why they were rightfully so? Can you focus? Follow up that. Yeah, they were booing and it was rightfully so. Okay, why? Why was it rightfully so, Auston? Well, because, we didn't play for 57 minutes. I didn't play for 57 minutes. I didn't skate hard enough. I didn't back check hard enough. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. But it's like I said, it's like, don't focus on this hand. Just look at this hand.
I think they're trying. I think he's trying as much as, it's not been his year. He doesn't look as physically capable. It's not going great. But I do think there's this element of they want it to. And, when good things happen, you're trying to pick it up and turn things around and get going in a positive direction. To me, that's like the rest of the game's a massive problem that we need to assess. Yeah. But I just, I saw a couple of tweets out there not liking that. And like, of all things to pick out from that game, that to me is.
I would be closer to Kyper's side and saying I didn't love it, especially when I think they said that he had the puck on his stick for 11 seconds all game, and that's his first attempt towards the net that goes in. So I don't necessarily love it.
I watched all his shifts.
But at the same time, I just like any signs of life out of him.
Okay.
Like, I mean, there's just been so few signs of anything from him where there's just been this massive malaise, this blah, whatever.
I just want more ownership.
Sure.
I just want more ownership to why you're in this
that's a separate
mess.
question. I agree.
No, it's tied together.
But it's not asked in that instant. That answer's not an answer to, what was your overview of the game? It's, what is that reaction to?
You can't brush 57 minutes under the carpet and just say, we got to just continue this momentum of 3 minutes.
Like, hold on, with the 57, okay. Like, what are you doing with 57? Like, it's not like Chicago touched the puck in the final 10 of the game. It's not. I'm not
47 minutes.
Yeah.
You okay with 47 minutes?
Well, I'm just saying
50 minutes? 50 minutes?
Sure. I'm just saying let's not exaggerate for effect here. Like, they got outplayed in the first period for sure. They weren't I think by and large it was a pretty even game. They played like crap because that's a bad
You're
team.
supposed to be contending for the Stanley Cup.
I know.
And they are supposed to be one of the weakest teams in the league.
Yes, and they handed them points last night. If they're playing any of the top half of the league last night, they don't get any points.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get Craig Berube's overview of the game. You heard
the
ours.
one that he said to the media, not the one they sent to the room.
That's right.
Yeah.
Actually, this first part of the first period wasn't a terrible start. It was actually a good start to the game.
Why
Give
were
up
you
a
yelling?
shorthanded goal, it's a tough one. But, second was a little better, and third was our best period, which was great to see. Battle back. Thought our top line was really good tonight.
Can you repeat that question you just said?
Then if there was such a good start, then why were you berating them?
Good question.
Really good question.
I thought that the start was arguably the worst part. If I was going to make it.
You know what's really hard is so much of how you're feeling watching a game is dictated by what the score is. And to just trail the whole night, it just felt bad.
That's such an interesting point. You're so right.
If it just
the overwhelming feeling is they're actually going to lose this game, the entire game.
right.
Where you have a harder time looking through rose-colored glasses.
Last time I checked this, the Leafs were in the bottom few teams in the NHL in time spent leading. Like they are behind all season long. It has felt bad to watch the Leafs this year. And a lot of that has been just they're chasing games. And, they've come from behind in multi-goal leads multiple times here, which only two other teams in the league have done to get some points. It's just felt bad so often. They're always chasing the game.
And
They can't give that guy the goal, by the way.
Even
They took away that goal from this guy. Did somebody really have a bet on this? Just let the guy hit and scored since 2022 or something. The guy that shot that.
Was it Kaiser?
No, the other guy that got it. The guy that was standing for the net. I forget his name, but they took away a goal from him. He hadn't scored since 2022.
This is a good play here. Will he turn over?
Oh, man.
Morgan hightails it. Tavares works so hard to come back, gets a stick on it. Not enough.
But are we in agreement that the Leafs didn't win last night? Chicago gave it to them?
Yes.
Please,
Totally.
give me that.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. All right.
Sure. Yeah, it is another game.
I just wish somebody would have said that last night in so many ways.
Yeah. I'm sitting here trying to provide a level look at it because I recognize that that's bad. When your goals are the Stanley Cup, it's bad. I don't want us to exaggerate it and make it that was they won the high danger chances. They had more shots. They end up with 2 points. It's not good overall, but it's not a disaster. It's just frustrating that this team won't come out and say, we can't be splitting coin toss games with teams that are going to be the 20th best in the league. So it is a matter of living up to expectations, and the expectations are higher than that game. No doubt about it.
Okay.
That's exactly right. It's just, but that's been at the core of a lot of fans, this team's issues with them for 10 years, where what pisses a lot of people off most is not on the ice. And boy, it's pissed a lot of people off on the ice, but it's what's followed that has really stuck in the craw of a ton of Leaf fans, where there's been a lack of seeming borderline delusion over the years, where it's do you really believe what you're saying? It's just, I think that's what's at the core of it.
If they come back tomorrow night against Washington and somehow put together even 40 or 50 minutes and win, that's something that you can really build off of.
Totally.
Last night's not it.
No.
Please, right? It's just one of those where, for whatever reason, you dodged. The Stars kind of bounced your way in the last 3 minutes. You got a couple of breaks. Willie made a great play on Austin's goal.
Really nice.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's one that probably Austin has missed for a long time, because Mitch probably did that 2 or 3 times a game and gave him looks, right?
For sure.
So
But
that was typical of a Matthews being opportunistic and seeing a terrific shot.
Yeah. I told you I watched every Matthews shift today. I sat there and did the 20 minutes or whatever it was he played last night. And obviously he misses Mitch. He goes to soft areas a lot, and there's no one able to get him the puck in these spots. He's often two guys are between him and the puck carrier. He's like hiding in the weeds. Like, if someone can sift it through two skates and sticks over here, I'm wide open. He's got to go help more. He's got to be in the play and in the action more. And he kind of moves with the pace of the play. You watch McDavid lately and those guys, they pull the play behind them. They control it. Everyone else is hanging on for dear life. And Matthews is kind of within the play a lot this year.
He was like that early in his career, Auston.
Matthews was, yeah.
Yeah, where you're like, oh, that guy's draped all over him, and he's still pulling him to the net.
And he's not as forceful. He definitely seems like it's tender to touch him out there.
All right, let's go to Auston Matthews. Clip 1 on his overview last night.
I mean, it's a nice win. I don't think, I think other than maybe the last 10 minutes of the first period, I thought we played, pretty solid. I think it just got away from us there after 10 and a couple bad breaks. I just think we stopped taking care of the puck, and turnovers were obviously an issue. But, I thought the second period we at least played harder, competed harder. There wasn't really much going on. But, it's nice that, we come in the locker room and, guys are staying positive. We're holding each other accountable. We just got to go out there and compete a little bit harder and, play the right way, keep things simple. And I thought we just grinded out that third period and we were able to get a couple goals and tie it up. And then obviously, Dak finished it off there.
Microphone.
What was Knight doing on the Joshua goal?
Well, it's just.
Is he putting it out to Crevier there?
Just giving the game away.
Even Stetcher to shoot that on the net was a heck of a choice. How does he not just get the red and dump this in? He's trying to make a pass?
Yes.
Look at that crowd pop. I'm impressed with them last night.
Could have pushed it in the corner, could have gone up the boards and out, and he thought his defenseman was just going to skate into it and pick it up.
My boy Stetch. What a heads-up play.
Great play by Joshua.
Bad dump.
Great play by Troy.
Bad dump.
No.
That's the Valley
bad
thing.
Dump with a bad goalie.
No, disagree.
Oh, my goodness.
Perfect play by Stetcher.
No, I actually think Stetcher he would have iced it if he shot it from there. And there was a guy holding the red when he's approaching it. Show it again from the faceoff, if you will. So he's kind of got no choice. Either put it on net or make a direct pass.
And he was good too. Spencer
Watch this. Look at the guy holding the line at the red. He can't go there.
Yeah. Hey, listen. 60-minute game. Chicago learned a valuable lesson right there.
Jeez.
But
Chicago's about to learn a whole bunch of valuable lessons.
Yeah, they're about
to way to the bottom.
They're about to lose 6 to 7 games in a row.
They not a good squad.
No. Did you want to talk about Joseph Wall?
yeah, I do, because I don't know what the score is without him. Past 2-0.
I think the big save for me that really would have brought out the waffles was
another shorthanded one.
The second shorty. It was late in the power play that they had already given the shorty up on, and I don't know who it was that came down, but maybe Teravainen, and he came across, made a huge blocker save. That was the one that really stuck out to me. Made a good one on Bertuzzi towards the end of the game, but yeah, he's good. Looked like Joseph Wall.
He can't give up the third. He didn't.
Nope.
Yeah.
But it is. I'm telling you, it's going to be so stressful to be a goalie right now for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah, you need to make a lot of saves. I will say their power play, I don't even like them that they scored a power play goal, because it's not like a set up, well-executed power play goal. They just, they're so bad. So bad on the power play. It's insane. They're giving up way more than they get.
Yeah, it was just a puck battle below the dots, good pass, shoots it in. It was not like a setup, cross seam. They've had one of those, it feels like, in the last month, and that was the game that we were at, the cross seam, shoot it in.
Yeah.
Edmonton does that every night.
It is insanely bad.
Did you want to listen to the coach on Wall quickly?
Yes.
Clip 5, please, on Wall.
Yeah, great to see him back in there, and he had a good game. I thought he got better as the game went along, a little more comfortable in there. But it was good to see that he held us in there, and we got a win. And big part of it was him.
All right, I got my list of beefs and stuff to talk about. Lawton, Lorenz, Cowan played 11 minutes in that game.
Huh.
Is Scott Lawton? Am I seeing something different from you guys?
I'm with you 1,000%.
Every time he's on the ice, he's throwing hits. He's drawing penalties. Something positive happens every shift.
I mean, he also said yesterday that he used to listen to Bonesy in the Leafs game in the parking lot of Harvey's with his dad. I'm like, give him the C. Give him the C. Get him in the top 6 and get that guy the C.
Cowan played a team low 1058. Cowan's one of their best players right now.
What's going on?
Like, what is Lawton to you?
What is Lawton to me?
Yeah.
I mean, he's there, probably a middle 6 guy and a guy who should play 15 minutes.
I'm not arguing at all, but what is he played as?
Oh, 4th line center.
Yeah.
You don't give up a first-round pick for a 4th line center.
And a prospect.
And a prospect.
Yeah.
Gulbenkian. That's not what you do.
No.
And if that's all he is, I got news for you. His contract's up at the end of the year. He ain't staying.
No, he's not staying to be a 4th liner.
He's not staying for 11 minutes. I can assure you. And you can't give up a first and a prospect, play him as a 4th liner, and then walk him right to free agency into another city.
You're right. It's almost better. If you're going to do that, you might as well trade him. In my head, I'm like cooking up the best Leafs lines, and I'm like, if you took Lawton with Cowan and put like Nyes on the left wing or something, could you play him for 15, 16 minutes as a great line?
Okay.
We should go.
McMahon?
We should go.
All right.
So much I want to say.
We can say it after Spencer Carbery.
Okay, you're the boss. You got your Christmas sweater.
I can't believe we've gone 30 minutes. We haven't mentioned that sweater, which, by the way, is beautiful.
Beautiful.
It's my wife's Christmas party tonight, so
awesome.
I'm supposed to wear an ugly sweater, and I did it.
It ain't ugly.
No, it's not ugly. There's skaters at the bottom.
Yeah, if you can see that.
Is that our line from the Eric Lindros?
Yeah, I actually got it enshrined. I got it enshrined on it.
All right, who's joining us next? The head coach of the Washington Capitals.
Who the Leafs are facing tomorrow, former Leafs assistant, and Bourne's going to ask him about Ovi's 0% zone start.
Spencer Carbery, head coach of the Washington Capitals, when we return to Real Kyper and Bourne. As promised before the break, Spencer Carbery, head coach of the Washington Capitals, will join us now as the Leafs prepare tomorrow night to go back into Washington. Spencer, how are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Yeah, we're good. Just, as we close in, Spencer, to the Christmas break here, just watching your team right out of the gate, 6-2, I think, to kind of start. Then you went into a bit of a tailspin, I think 2-8. You guys also managed a 6-game winning streak and now losers of a 4 or 5 here. So, I mean, streaky would be putting it mildly right now for your team.
It would be. I think we hit that sort of rough patch and were able to respond and played really well for a good stretch. Went out west to California and had 3 really strong games for the most part, came back home and were able to grind out a few. And now been a little bit tougher the last couple of games, playing against Winnipeg and in Minnesota, a couple of really good Western teams. And so sort of trying to get this thing back in the right direction.
Carbs, Justin Bourne here. Appreciate you joining us, man.
Hey, Borno.
Hey, man. I wanted to get your thoughts on one of my favorite topics here, which is, coaches utilizing players, trying to get the most out of these guys. You do it really well with Alex Ovechkin. Looking at his defensive zone starts this year, I've got 0 through 30-some games this year, 132 O-zone starts. How intentional was that going into the year, or is it just kind of played out that way?
Saving him.
I think it's just exactly what you said is it's my job from a deployment. Like that's one of the things that we can control as head coaches is deployment. And so trying to set up each individual player as successfully as you possibly can. And so trying to maximize what he does well and his strengths as a player. And so trying to get him in the offensive zone, opportunities to shoot the puck, opportunities to start with a possession in the offensive zone on a one draw. Those are all things that we try to do, and I try to get him out in as many of the spots as I possibly can. And I think limiting the D zone starts, I think it's just a product of, we can put someone else in that spot, and then it frees up a few more minutes for him again to be able to play in the offensive zone and play to his strengths.
It appears, anyways, as long as he stays healthy, that he's going to fall into that 35, maybe 40-goal season again for Ovechkin, which is great for you. But at times, I think it can get challenging for your group. You know, Pierre-Luc Dubois went down early, Spencer, and I look at your lineup here, and it's not typical where you still got like a big horse down the middle here. You know, there's Strome, McMichael, and they're good players, but you got to kind of work around that as well.
Yeah. And I think that's honestly, in my time in Washington, I think that's been our recipe for success. We're not a one-line team. Like, we're a team that is able to beat teams and have success in the NHL through depth and through utilizing our entire lineup. And so some nights it might be line 1A. The next night it might be line 1B. It might be Protas. It might be McMichael that night. Then it's Strome. And then, you know, Nick Dowd's line's chipping in. So I think that's sort of how we are built as a group, and how we've been able to have some successes is we just utilize all four lines, all three sets of D, and try to use our strength in numbers as opposed to being top heavy or just relying on three or four guys.
Carbs, one of the things I've enjoyed this year is watching your guys' post-game chats. You know, you come into the room and talk to the guys. You guys are close. Like, you can tell it's a really good vibe in that room. Do you have a philosophy with those post-game chats, something that you're trying to do in particular there?
Yeah, I just think it's a long year, and I've always felt like it's hard in certain moments, and we do this even on practice days, to try to you just get so busy with the season and practices and games and pre-scouts and then days off and getting guys away from the rink. So it really is sometimes hard to just take a step back and go, okay, what are we accomplishing here? Who's done really well? And I feel like trying to highlight those moments is what I'm trying to do after games. I kind of not in love with the fact that it's all over social media, but it's important, I feel like, through a long year to highlight all the little victories and all the positive things that guys accomplish, even if it's not, you know, lighting the score sheet on fire, little things that happen through a game so guys are recognized and feel good. Even, you know, guys that earn contracts in the season, long-term deal, whatever it might be, to celebrate those before practice or things guys are doing in the community, I think is important to your culture. And so I try to do that as much as we can.
So who helps you with the research on that? Is that Sergei Kocherov? Who you got doing that stuff? No way you're doing it.
Sergei tips me off for sure on any milestone. We have literally detectives in this. Or if you and John Carlson's great at this too, because if you hit a milestone, that means a certain thing needs to go up on the board. So it could be you might have gotten your third consecutive game with an assist on the road, which ties a record, and that is going to be
it's going to cost you.
That is going to be noted.
That's great.
Hey, Spence, just to follow up on these post-game videos here, because we've kind of had this conversation, and I hope you can be as frank as you can here, but because I wouldn't be able to do them personally, because I'd be so scared about what I'd say, how I'd say it, how it came across. Like, you ever, I mean, is there a thought in your head going, all right, what's it going to be this time? Or, you know, I better get this right. Or, can I start again? Can we do it? I can do it better. I can do it better.
Well, that's why I'm trying to get Sergei, and I'm not a huge fan of them going on social media because of that exact reason, because I feel like it's choreographed and that, and I just want it to be just completely organic with our group. And thankfully, like, our guys are great. They don't care what is recorded, and they celebrate and have a good time with it. So that's been a great part of it, is they don't get camera shy or anything like that. And I just try. The other thing that I get worried about is forgetting something of, like, did someone do something tonight, or did I not highlight the right thing that, you know, whether it was someone making a big play at the end of the game to get a puck out on the wall, under a heavy pressure from it, like little things like that I'm always like, did I forget anything? I'm always asking our staff and our video coaches, did I forget anything?
Hey, that's it. I mean, you're younger than me, but like, these kids need that too. I mean, they are sensitive. They're just like, how could you forget about me? I made a really good play. No, I'm just
They're
pulling.
pros.
Just in terms of now, two faces clearly that are pushing for Olympic status here. Tom Wilson, of course, Logan Thompson.
Yeah.
And as a coach, you know it's there. You don't want to make too big of a deal out of it, but it's there. And do you feel it?
Yeah.
Do you feel it as well?
I definitely feel it from someone that, is a little bit anxious and wants it to come to fruition and wants this for them. But I will say this, I have not noticed one moment in a game where I felt like Tom or LT has been affected by what's going on outside and what each game means to them and people in the building and whoever's watching and scouting. Like, I haven't felt like it affected their game one bit. And so that's a credit to those guys and how mentally focused they've been to start the season. And to be honest with you, I think it's shown in how they've played with the start of the year. LT has been phenomenal this year. And I don't see how, he couldn't be on that Team Canada representing the nation at the Olympics, and same thing with Willie. He's just been such an important part of our team to start the year, leading our team, doing all sorts of different things, power play, penalty kill, 5-on-5. You need to protect a lead. Tom Wilson's the guy. We need to score a goal late. He's the guy that's going to be at the net front or digging a puck out on the forecheck, like all these different things that he's just done such a good job. And it just tells you he knows what's at stake. He knows the eyeballs that are watching. So for him to be able to perform at the level he has, NLT has been incredible.
Yeah, and John Carlson, too, still quietly really good.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
Yeah, at his age. And I was disappointed he got left off that the orientation camp because I felt like, he had a good argument to be there as a veteran defenseman that's done a lot, not only in the NHL, but on the international stage. But he's had a phenomenal start to his year as well.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. Big fan of John's. Hey, Spence, really appreciate your time and good luck tomorrow night and the rest of the way. And always appreciate your time on our show.
Absolutely. Love chatting with you guys.
Thanks, Carbs. Appreciate your time, man.
Spencer Carbery.
All right.
Or Spence and Borno.
University of Alaska Anchorage alum.
But
went to my university.
Listen,
That's all I was in hockey.
I was this close to just going to sit with Sammy there on the side and letting you guys kind of get reacquainted.
No, I just couldn't believe.
I'd say Ward and Bourne and those sort of names tend to end up in O's in hockey.
Yeah. Borno.
I'm Borny all day. Interesting. Before we move on here, boys, Sportsnet 590 The Fan is all in supporting the 50-50 Fortune for Sick Kids. It's a 50-50, so the more money we raise, the more kids we can help, and the more holiday cash you can win. This is your last week to buy tickets as the final draw is on Thursday morning. Tomorrow morning, I believe, is Thursday. The current take-home prize is, let me just quickly pull up 5050fortune.ca, is over $551,000, boys. So buy your tickets at 5050fortune.ca or text the word money to 59590. We'll send the link right to your phone. 18 plus, please play responsibly. Standard message and data rates may apply. Lottery license RAF 1518410.
So just to follow up a little bit on Washington and what the Leafs could be seeing tomorrow night, like this is a good hockey club.
Yeah.
We're all in agreement there. They work hard, but like I said, that without Pierre-Luc Dubois there now, like Strome, good hockey player, McMichael, good hockey player, but 5 goals.
I got to tell you,
right? 6 goals.
As we're talking to my boy Carbs there, I'm looking at the Capitals roster and I'm going, boy, Carbery was with the Leafs. Remember that?
Yeah.
He's a good coach.
Really good coach.
Really good coach. Because this team is not much better than anyone else in they're leading the Eastern Conference in goal differential.
Great goaltending.
And great 5-on-5.
Yeah.
They control the play. He's got a team that is playing for him.
They've
good defense.
And they took it on the chin the last 2 games. Minnesota.
Well, they got
That's
the Quinn.
true. Goal differential, and they're minus 10 in the last 2 games.
Minus 10.
They got the Quinn Hughes show
Winnipeg.
last night. I think he played 29 minutes last night for the Wild.
Quinn Hughes.
29
Electric right now. The Wild are never going to lose again.
It's December. 29. You couldn't find a shift for somebody else, coach? I guess when he's on your bench, you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Again.
What about the guy over there?
43?
I really like Wild fans are finding clips of Quinn Hughes disassociating on the bench. The way he just like stares.
Did you
just leave him alone?
Yeah, it's like knowing.
Don't worry about that guy.
Before we got like 3 or 4 minutes here. Did you have something more you wanted to say on Lot before we went to break? Seemed like you were sour. We had to go. Do you remember? It's gone.
But I don't even know what I had for breakfast this morning.
Fair.
Please.
It's all good. I just wondered.
There was some TOI discussions going on about the Maplers.
Yeah.
I think they need to readjust some time on ices around. I thought Nick Robertson was very good last night. I thought he drew the penalty that they ended up scoring on.
He
with a really nice play. He had great pop. Cowan, I like
Cowan
again.
beat an icing out.
Yeah,
that,
the end of the game.
led to the face-off that led to the drawing of the penalty.
Here's what I was thinking when I was watching the game last night. I was asking myself this question. Who do I like seeing out there? Like, who am I, like, for the Leafs? When they're on the ice, I'm like, all right, I like watching this guy right now. I like this.
Oliver Ekman-Larsson.
Okay. For me,
Stetcher.
Actually, yes. Cowan, Robertson, Scott Lawton. I always like watching William Nylander. Whatever you think of his play, I like watching him.
Me too.
It's a pretty short list.
Yeah. It
was
a tough watch last night, right?
Yeah.
Until you're 10 minutes or 3 minutes, depending on how far you want to go back.
Right.
But it's not engaging hockey right now.
No, they never have it. They never have the hockey puck. Which is why I was doing this in my head. Who do I like? How can you build some lines where they have the puck? Each line has a guy who can carry it and distribute it. And, and I was going, okay, well, Cowan does that. Willie does that. Not many.
Do you know when John Tavares' last non-empty net goal was?
At least 10 games.
November 20th versus Columbus.
So, yeah, we're coming up on a month here.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Kind of older.
He could play third line or wing and still help the team. Like he's still happy with his contributions. He works hard, makes plays.
It's a heavy lift for him still at this point. It's like he's at the point of his career where he should probably be playing on the wing and having
it's like the goalies, though. They beat him into the ground when they needed him.
That's what I wanted to ask. Tomorrow night, back to Wall or are you going to Hildeby?
Ooh. Geez, that's a good question.
Thank you.
It depends on what Wall's injury was. Do we know?
Something that kept him out a week and a day.
I'd love to know what it was because there's certain things where you're like, it was his groin. Let's just give it another day after a game.
I'd go to the Beast on the weekend against Nashville.
It's a back-to-back on the weekend.
Yeah, they got 4 or 3 games.
They got
Nashville then
Saturday,
Dallas.
Sunday?
Yes, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, you're working 2 of those to check in, pal.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. May have to.
I go Wall,
No.
Beast, Wall, Beast.
Wall, Beast, Wall.
Yeah.
No. Oh, but I'm talking about last night. So I think I'm starting Beast Thursday and then Wall and then Beast.
You're just
going
back and forth.
Overwork anyone.
I am. It's too important to this team.
I'm okay. Wall tomorrow night against Washington and win. You want to build something. If you really want to build something, build it off the Washington Capitals on the road.
This sounds an awful lot like got to build something going into Carolina here. This is a big measuring stick game.
I told you.
Oh, my knee.
No, I told you. 2 out of 3.
Okay.
2 out of 3 from Joseph Wall to Hill the Beast.
Yeah,
I go Beast tomorrow night.
And then you get a couple days off before a Sunday start for Wall.
He doesn't suck. We're not treating him like he stinks anymore.
No, we're not.
He's a good goalie.
We're giving him
What do you believe
Saturday
he
night.
really is?
A decent goalie that can give you a chance to win.
What's his true save percentage talent?
Sam McKee's true save percentage stat, 907.
Ooh, put him in.
902.
Yeah,
in
we're
that
talking.
range.
Now we're talking.
Between 902 and 907 for Sam McKee's real save percentage.
I got him at a 900 flat.
That could be fun. That could be right too.
Let's I think I'd go Wall next game. Wall, Beast, Wall for me coming up. All right.
Good hour, boys.
Thanks to the head coach of the Washington Capitals, Spencer Carbery. Leafs in Washington tomorrow night. If they can gain momentum off those 3 minutes. Hey, you got to start somewhere.
Start somewhere.
Our boy DA's on the other side of the door.
Nice.
David Amber in studio. Next, when we return to Real Kyper and Bourne. All right, let's take it up a notch on the National Hour. It's the Real Kyper and Bourne show. We're live on Sportsnet. Sportsnet 650 in Vancouver, 9:60 in Calgary and streaming always on Sportsnet Plus. If you don't catch us live, do what David Amber does. Download us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube. DA, welcome in, pal.
I do it all at the same time. I download them all together. I want just more. I can't get enough of Real Kyper and Bourne. How you guys doing?
As a
Doing
reminder,
good, buddy.
this hour of Real Kyper and Bourne brought to you by Bet365. All right, DA. What do you got for us, buddy? Where do you, there is a ton. Since we've talked to you last,
Where
it's
do you
like
start?
the
Quinn Hughes? The Quinn Hughes trade.
It has to be the biggest. Were you expecting anything like there was a bit of a momentum shift in terms of, I think, Vancouver fans really coming to the conclusion like it's not looking like he'll resign. But did you expect something like a big trade to happen before Christmas?
I didn't know about the timeline, but it was more that it went to Minnesota. That was all signs to me were pointing to New Jersey's going to figure it out because that's the destination of choice, or Detroit because his off-season home's in Michigan, and there's all those connections there. And I sort of said, and they've got the package. They have a bunch of young studs, too, that they could have packaged up. So when it was Minnesota, I was like, man, that took me by surprise. And we got off the air. I was with Devontae Smith-Pelly and Mike Fuda, and we got off the air at 7 on Hockey Central. And I go down to meet some buddies at a restaurant. And by the time I get there, my phone's bing, 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 bing. And I was like, oh, my God, I can't believe it. One thing I'll say, guys, we need more Bill Guerins in hockey.
Yes, we do. And
right?
Jim Rutherford's.
This guy is as bold as they come, right? Like, remember when he took the position, one of the first things he did was he waived Parise
Bought him out.
and Suter, which you're thinking, oh my God, this is the face and the heart of the franchise, and you're going to do that? Like, wow. Then the Kaprizov signing, biggest contract in hockey, and now this. This is a bold GM. I love it. I think it's fun, and I like his attitude. He's kind of like, when you get a chance to get an elite player like Quinn Hughes, you do everything in your power to get that player.
Yeah, particularly in Minnesota, where it's not like free agents are choosing there. So if you have the chance to get someone to go there, what did you think of the return? I love the idea from Bill Guerin's perspective. Let's say that only one or two of those three guys turns out, then you're laughing. You know, like basically the only way you'd say they ever lost that trade is if all of them become stars.
Well, I mean, I guess you could say they lose the trade consider the division they're in, right? There's a scenario where Minnesota plays Dallas in the first round and loses with Quinn Hughes. And next year, even if they hold on to Quinn Hughes and you know, they don't win a Stanley Cup, or they might not even win a round or two. That could happen just because of how good the division is. And then he goes and leaves to New Jersey, let's say. Then you lose that trade because you had two shots at it, you didn't come up with anything, and you gave up these great prospects.
I wonder if they'd trade him if they got the sense that, you know, he wasn't going to re-sign.
Well, I mean, what did Billy Guerin say? He said sort of winning solves everything. And Kyper, you played in the league. Like, winning solves a lot, right? You know, if you want to be happy, winning is a big part of the puzzle. Quinn Hughes wants to win, especially with all the turmoil he just went through in Vancouver.
And you have to create an environment that gets people excited. So, of course, the fans are into it because they get to see a world-class player. But the players now are in a position where you are talking to people around the league, and it's like, yeah, I'd like to go there.
Reputation.
And the Blue Jays did it here.
Yeah.
Where there's one thing to say you like Canada, or, you know, you're interested in a new experience going to another country, but now all the players around the league are just going, I'm going there because I want to win. And I love hearing what they're saying. Yeah. And that's what Bill Guerin's done in Minnesota. He's basically essentially turned it into a place of destination in a very short period of time.
100. And they have, and I put out the scenario that they lose in the first round. They have just as much a chance to win in the first round, right? Like, between their goaltending and Boldy and Kaprizov and Hughes, and they've got a great nucleus there. And they have not won a playoff series since 2015. So it was like, we need to be bold. We can't just stay status quo and keep bowing out. You know, they've had 13 straight winning seasons in Minnesota, most regular season winning seasons in a row currently. And what do they have to show for it?
Where's
Nothing.
your binder? I was going to ask
over
you.
there.
You
but it's in
should
the
have brought
binder.
it on air. Have you seen his binder?
I have.
I'm such
I
a
have
nerd.
witnessed it. And even if 3 of 4 pieces turn out for Vancouver,
it can work for both teams here.
This could be a win-win.
I think it could be a real win-win here.
Yeah. I think you got to do what Guerin did. I'm not saying you shouldn't have done that. And I think for Vancouver, they identified the pieces. They're all young. Ogren, listen, he wasn't doing anything in Minnesota. He was, it's a new fresh start from
21, right?
yeah, this is my point. He didn't have a single point in 18 games. He was barely playing, and now he gets to Vancouver, scores in his second game. They're giving him a bit more leash to go out and see what he can do. Let's say he becomes a serviceable third line 15-goal guy.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Bouillon looks like he's going to be elite.
Even if Bouillon, even if he's 65 or 70% of what Quinn Hughes was, it's a win. It's a win with 3 other pieces, including a first rounder. Yeah. He doesn't have to be Quinn Hughes, but we know he can get up and down the ice. We know eventually he could be a 22, 24-minute guy. And
all he's done is one. All he's done is one. NCAA, World Championships, World Juniors, win, win, win. Apparently he hasn't lost ever. He did an interview. Was that you, JB, saying that?
Is that the most insane quote you've ever seen? Yeah. I don't have it in front of me, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's like, I've never lost.
Connor Garland was worried or something about the World Championships. He's like, don't worry, I'm on your team. I don't lose.
Yeah, I mean, and I think a lot of credit needs to be given to Jim Rutherford and Patrick Allvin, because we've seen how difficult it is to move a player who, he didn't say trade me, but he said effectively, I'm not going to re-sign here. So read between the lines. You have to move me. And under those circumstances, with everything going on in such a pressure cooker that is Vancouver, I think they did incredibly well. So we'll wait and see. This is going to be one of those trades. I guess we're not going to know who won the trade essentially maybe for 5 years or at least for 2 years, depending on what happens with Quinn Hughes. But at this point, I think both sides could feel very good about what they did.
I also love that they did it quickly. Don't let it make your whole season. Like, now they're starting in a positive direction. Fresh start. I love that.
Off that Quinn Hughes trade, we go to the one between the Edmonton Oilers and Pittsburgh, where we saw something that probably you haven't seen in a long time, and that's 2 goalies swapped for each other and then playing within days. Yeah. And I'm not sure between
Skinner being there for 1,000th point. Ugh.
I'm not okay. Before we get into that, I'm not sure. Last night's game did a lot for Penguins fans or Edmonton fans to think, "Oh, we definitely won the trade," but. Your overall thoughts, David, on the trade, first of all, and then we'll get into what Skinner had to witness within like 7 feet of him.
Talk about
his
going
crease.
From the fire into the inferno, hey, like in that scenario. Like now he's got to go up against a red-hot Connor McDavid, who's playing out of this world, by the way. I mean, you saw what he did last night. But as far as Stu Skinner goes, I think he hit it on the head. Did you hear his pregame comments yesterday? He basically said, we needed a fresh start. Yeah. It just wasn't working. Yeah. At a certain point, you kind of go, it's not working. I need a fresh start. Tristan Jarry was, I guess, collateral damage in a way. He'd spent his whole career in Pittsburgh and had a pretty good run in Pittsburgh. Yeah. I don't think it wasn't viewed in the same light as the critics were out for Stuart Skinner in Edmonton. Different pressure cooker, because one team hadn't made the playoffs in 3 straight years and one team had been to the Stanley Cup final the last 2 years. But is it the solution for Edmonton? I'm not sure.
Will they move Pickard now? Do you think they'll do a Colorado and go double goalie swap?
Yeah, I mean, but for who? Everyone keeps saying they got to get a different goalie. And the goalie market, and I've listened to your guys' show, I mean, it wasn't like there was 20 Igor Shesterkins waiting around to be plucked, right? Yeah. There was potential. I've heard Kyper bring up Jordan Binnington before. Who knows what the asking price would have been there? Give Kyle Davidson in Chicago some credit, right? Spencer Knight, he went out and he solidified that situation. He's been excellent. Now, he came with his own personal, I don't want to use the word baggage, but he had his own personal issues that kept him from playing in Florida, but it's worked out perfectly. That's a trade where you could say both teams won, right? Seth Jones goes over there. Yeah. He's been much better. They win a cup, and Spencer Knight has done everything they'd wanted in Chicago. But there's just not that many goalies around to just kind of pluck off the goalie tree and bring in. So I think that being the case, if the trade made sense, will this ultimately be the guy who can lead Edmonton to a Stanley Cup or lead Pittsburgh back to the playoffs? Time will tell.
So last night also included Leon Draisaitl getting 1,000th point. And
we got to come off the bench all the time now. I'm so over the off the bench.
You don't think how many players do you think
I
have
think
had?
it's a big deal.
We do. We talk about this.
I think it's okay. I'm okay.
Look, 103 guys in NHL history have that much. That's a big number.
Once a year, we need guys coming off the bench. Twice a year.
How many do you average a year,
Well, I don't
scoring
know.
1,000
Well,
points.
it's funny.
We had Pasternak like 400 goals this year.
No,
and the bench cleared.
yeah, I
Devontae
get that.
Smith-Pelly said he played with OV, and he said he was there when OV scored his 600th, and they didn't come off the bench. Maybe because it's OV, and they're like, he's got a few hundred more to go.
That's how I
but
feel about Pasta.
that's a big number.
A few on social media have asked me whether I thought it was disrespectful that the celebration
Dude, they
was
did it in
that
his
close
crease.
to Spencer.
I didn't even think about
Or
that.
Skinner,
Stuart
sorry.
Skinner. Do you
Stuart
think it was
Skinner.
disrespectful?
I don't.
It's not about him.
No, I didn't think they said, okay, let's all shovel really close and get into the
Make him
picture
feel
with
really
our
bad.
ex-goalie.
I was waiting for him to go.
who we loved. No, I mean, it just happened to be the area that they were in.
That's going to be a great, like, at a golf course, post Skinner's career.
It did
talking about
bother
this.
some people, though.
Oh, what do you mean bother them? What are they supposed to do? They've already decided to
I'm
clear
with
the
you.
bench.
Yeah,
I'm with you. But
this is the first I'm hearing of that. I mean, this was Zach Hyman kind of led the exuberance here and the excitement, and they loved Stuart Skinner to a man.
Loved him.
They loved him. He's such an affable guy, such a likable guy. There wasn't hard feelings there. I don't think they were trying to in his face at all.
So they had to go into the net and actually say, "Excuse me, Stu," to get that puck. Like, that's so awkward.
I know he gave up. What did he give
first
up?
game.
5 or 6? I guess whatever he
5.
gave up. He didn't play horribly. Yes, I know a couple of those goals were not.
God,
ideal.
that sounds like Oilers coverage.
No, but
I gave a 5, but he wasn't that
I
bad.
watched that whole game. McDavid could have had 4 goals. Yeah. Like he made some good saves. Trust me, he was under ambush for a lot of that game.
Yeah.
I am just thinking how many times, like over the last few years, has Skinner seen these guys in practice and gone up against that type of
Yeah, but that's a
right?
two-way street.
No, I know, but you'd think.
But what do you do with McDavid barreling down on you
Nothing.
80 miles
You do
an hour?
nothing. But I know he's seen it a few times over the years
pray.
in training camps and practice. And you still look like you've never seen that before in your life.
But like that McDavid one, like that's just roll over and show your belly territory.
Yeah, you're done.
He's
You're
just
done.
like, I can't.
How many
move
guys in the
laterally
league
at
can
this
do
pace.
this? I say McKinnon and McDavid.
But he's doing it now like twice a week. We saw it in Toronto, seeing it in Pittsburgh.
You guys remember the first 4 weeks of the season? What's wrong with McDavid? He's not shooting.
Yes.
He's not scoring. What's the deal with this guy? And now it's like he might score. That was my Sam McKee. and now he might score 50.
Yeah,
right?
that's just video game stuff.
Yeah, he's.
I know
he's
we've
next
said this
level.
at multiple points in his career but I don't know if anyone has ever played hockey better than McDavid has played it the past 2 weeks on Earth in the history of the planet. Not sure.
Really?
Dude, it's the peak of the
it's
best
peak.
player. He's unstoppable. Like, who was that defending him? Chris Letang?
Carlson and Letang.
Yeah,
was there.
now, mind you, I could probably get through those two guys.
Wow.
Some of these defensive efforts lately. However, they are.
He's sensational.
He's just
so. We talked about this last night on the show. 3rd highest points per game in NHL history, behind only Gretzky and Lemieux.
And you think he will finish as the 2nd highest point getter in the history of the game, ahead of Crosby?
Yes. Yeah, I do. I mean, yeah.
What does he need to do to get there, pace?
Well, he's I don't have it in front of me. He's at 1,100 points or something. He's 8 years old. I mean, he needs to play another decade, which is very doable, and to have, 4 or 5 of those 120-point seasons, 4 or 5 of those 90-point seasons, and
he's there.
And I don't see a scenario why he wouldn't be. Now, you guys are going to poo-poo it. Nick poo-pooed me when I did the OV.
I'm mathing. How high could he get? Let's say he's got another 5 years of 120 points in him or something.
Right. There's 600 points right there.
Right. So, now we're at 1,700. What's Gretzky at? 2,700?
Well, he's not. Are you bringing Gretzky? I think Gretzky's
playing
at
till
20.
what? How old is he? You gonna play till?
He's a freak. He's the
I'm
fastest
definitely
kid
not
alive.
saying Gretzky because that's a whole nother tier. But
So-
I see him getting 2,000 plus points and being the second guy.
Sid's closing in on Mario Lemieux's all-time points.
1 point.
1 point.
What was
And-
this? Hold on. So can I interrupt you? Was this serendipity last night between Lemieux and Crosby?
You'll like this if you didn't know this, Nick. 20 years ago yesterday was Mario Lemieux's very last NHL game. Got an assist. They lost to Buffalo. It was point 1,723. 20 years ago to the day. Crosby, had he done it last night, could have tied Mario on the 20th anniversary.
20th anniversary.
Which is pretty cool.
Crazy?
Yeah.
Now, he's 1 point behind, and as Justin pointed out on our show last night, he played, I think, 504 games, Lemieux did, but,
Yeah, like Mario did it in 5.5 seasons, like less.
Yeah, well, he did it in 8 or 900, 800 and something.
Yeah.
I mean, Mario is.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
The numbers that they put up were just goofy.
Yeah.
Absolutely goofy. You are watching and listening to David Amber, studio host of Hockey Night in Canada and NHL Sportsnet on tonight, Wednesday night, Scotiabank Hockey, featuring our very own Justin Bourne. Tonight, Central Division matchup, Winnipeg and St. Louis. 5th seed against the 7th seed.
Yeah, you could have, in theory, had both Hellebuck and Binnington, but we're not going to have that.
No, Binnington's not playing tonight. Joel Hofer, who's from Winnipeg, is going to play tonight. But the way we're billing it, we're not billing it 5th versus 7th. We're billing it, hey, last time these two teams played, Game 7, Cole Perfetti, 1.6 seconds, Adam Lowry, double overtime. Like, it was incredible theater. And two teams that are desperate for points. And as Scott Arniel pointed out, and I know it's been a tough start for Winnipeg, they're finally healthy. They finally have – this is their actual team. Right? Think about all the guys that have been injured, including Hellebuck in the last few weeks.
Coming off a big win against Washington, too, right?
Yeah. Then they blew it again. Then they had that tough loss versus
But for
Ottawa.
Hellebuck, too, though, he's going to be almost like a Toronto Maple Leaf goalie, where if they're not the first or second star, they don't win.
That's kind of how they're built, right? Like, and teams are allowed to have superstars. That's where their superstar plays. But you're right. That has to be a part of the way that they get
It's a huge part of it. That top line's been sensational. Scheifele, Connor, Velarde have accounted for 50% of the team's goals. You can go, wow, that's great. And you can kind of go, that's not great. You don't want that kind of disparity between your second, third, and fourth line and the top line. So they're looking for some secondary scoring. We're going to touch on that. We're also going to do, it's 2 weeks today, the Canadian Olympic team will be revealed. We are going to do our picks. So we're going to sort of reveal who we think should be there as far as the forwards, goalies, who should be the starting goalie. So we're going to have some good conversation about that tonight.
Joe, did you get to pick a team?
I did.
You did?
I did. And Dave Azuma, our producer, said, wow, you have the most exciting team. Yeah. And I said, what do you mean by exciting? He goes, well, you've really gone off the board. I'm like, oh, shoot. So.
I look forward to you having, Adam Lowry as your first-line center. So
a lot of discussion around Chicago, and Bedard is, with him out of the lineup, it'll be easier for them to keep him off the team. Do you buy into any of that, or where are you with Connor Bedard and how his injury may play into or not?
I'm not a doctor, but I would say...
You can play one on TV.
Yeah, but I would say I think he should be on the team. When he got injured, he was tied for 4th in points. But it's not just, he's getting points. You guys are watching. He's driving to the net. He's going to the tough areas. He's not an oversized guy, but he's so fast. He's so smart. He has that dog in him. You guys watched the Leafs play Chicago last night. Did you describe them as a horrible team? One of you guys... Yeah, so you're saying they're a bad team. And that's Connor Bedard was going to be an MVP-type candidate, right? Yeah. He had 18 more points than the next highest guy. He was leading that team to a above 500 record and flirting with the playoffs, and there's not a lot around him. I think he's done everything in his power to be on that team. And you also want to look towards the future, like Brad Marchand, Sidney Crosby, Shea Theodore. I can keep going on. These guys aren't 24 anymore. You do want to have that next group, Celebrini, Bedard, Schaefer, ready to take the mantle in 2 years at the World Cup. So I mean, you guys, you agree, Nick? You would put him on the team, wouldn't you?
Not Connor Bedard.
No, but why not?
Because I don't envision him being a depth kind of guy unless an offensive star goes down. Right?
Couldn't he play in your top 6? And what I mean by that is he's a one-shot scorer.
I think Celebrini and maybe that 360-degree turn last night against Calgary would be a nice reminder. But I'm not taking Celebrini and Connor Bedard.
But why not?
Because I'm more comfortable, I think, on depth players still providing that for me. And I don't envision 6-5 scores. It'll be like Four Nations to me, 3-2 in overtime or 2-1 late in the second period. And you
need a goal and a guy who can shoot the goal like him.
But I also need a guy to battle along the walls, especially a physical team.
A lot of it for me, and we're going to talk about it on our show tonight, obviously, but just it's not so much why wouldn't that guy be on the team? It's there's other guys that have reasons you want them on the team.
Yeah.
Where you're like, you can't leave off Tom Wilson. There's not a soul I've talked to.
He's on my team.
He's on everyone's team.
And I like Mark Scheifele too.
Yeah,
I have Scheifele on my team as well. I'm kind of doing a spoiler alert.
Okay, so
do you have anyone on your team who's there at?
Just give me one guy you left off that might be a surprise.
Travis Konechny.
Yeah, I don't have him there either.
I don't have him within 5 guys.
Yeah, and it's
No
not
disrespect to a good
a
player.
knock on him, but when you look at the first half of these seasons and the overall resumes of Mark Scheifele, of Tom Wilson, I have Zach Hyman on the team. And he's kind of been forgotten. I've been watching the Oilers the last 2 weeks. He has 8 goals in the last 9 games.
Yeah.
He has chemistry with Connor McDavid, who arguably will be your most important forward conceivably at the Olympics. Those are not.
McDavid's like, I have chemistry with everyone who plays with me. I'm
but
unbelievable.
Those are tangible things. And to Nick's point about getting into those places you need to get into, I don't think anyone's more comfortable than Zach Hyman getting there and
Hyman
finishing.
is a really good vote, and I actually feel a little dumb. I've published my article on them. I wouldn't have had him on my team, but I didn't even mention him in like the next up list. He definitely is in my next up list. But yeah, it's so you've got a bunch of guys off from Four Nations, so I look forward to the grand reveal tonight.
I don't want to. You can't be a slave to. Well, they won at Four Nations, so we run it back. They were one shot away from not winning. They were, if Sweden beat Finland in overtime, there was a scenario where they wouldn't have even been in the final. Like, there's all sorts of things that happen there, and I'm not saying they didn't deserve to win.
No, I love it. I love it.
The
I'm
margins
with you.
were like this. I don't think you just run it back because Anthony Cirelli and Travis Konechny and Seth Jarvis were there and were serviceable. Like, look at the first half some of these players have put up, and it's hard to ignore that.
Yeah.
You okay with Kemper? I know he got hurt the other night, but who's your third?
Actually, Kemper's his favorite goalie in the league, is he not?
No, you're thinking of Talbot.
Talbot, you're Cam Talbot
I'm a big
guy.
Cam Talbot.
That's right.
I have Wedgwood as my third goalie. And again, I think, and it's a small tournament, small window. 2 of the defensemen, Taves and Makar, he has, some synergy with. We even brought that up about Montembeault being the third. Some of the games were in Montreal, the familiarity. And I know that sounds like, just put a guy in because he's familiar with the arena. But I think having a certain amount of familiarity and comfort, and Wedgwood's playing on a very good team with very high expectations as a .920 save percentage. And if it gets to the third goalie, that's going to be a problem anyhow. So you also want a guy who's just going to be there and be a good teammate. And from all accounts, he's a good teammate. So I think he checks every box for me.
Yeah, I think there's a chance that you could build this team 20 different ways and still win, and those same teams could lose. It's a single elimination event.
Here's a fun exercise you guys should do once they reveal the team. Give us your second Canadian team.
Oh no, we buried you for that last year. Do you remember? McKee did specifically.
What happened?
Well, you had your all snubs list, I believe, on TV that night, and John Tavares wasn't on it, and McKee wasn't happy about that.
Oh gosh,
do I have that right?
Well, Tavares would be on the second team for sure for me this year.
This is one of the first years that the Americans could do it too. They could put in a B team that would be very competitive.
Yeah.
There's from the distance says Matthews would be on it.
There's a lot of talented players now, and Canada could certainly field a second team that would vie for a medal, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's a good exercise. I did it with Colby last week, and there's a lot of really good players. Think about all the snubs, and think about the Wyatt Johnstons, and think about the Robert Thomases, think about the Quinton Byfields, Gabe Villardis. Like, you could have a pretty substantial team.
Yeah, no,
Mark Stone.
I have him on the team.
You do.
I do.
I also have Mark Stone on the team. Do
Okay.
you not?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Kipper, I want to see your list. Are you going to reveal a list of some sort?
Sure.
Are you or no? I mean,
nobody's asked.
It is fun. I will say I've had friends text me their own scrap piece of paper that's like, what do you think of this?
Yeah.
It's like people love to build Team Canada. I
Well,
feel
why
greatly
don't do a
honored
list
that I
of
Do you
get
guys
to
have
be on
Matthew
Sportsnet.
Schaefer on the
Truly,
team?
I do.
No.
Remember, you're carrying
No.
8 defensemen, not 7. You don't have Schaefer.
No.
I feel
You
like
run
we're going
back
to
the
steal a
same-
fun debate for tonight.
Do you have Thomas Harley on the team?
I do, yeah.
Do you have Sanheim on the team?
I could be talked out of him.
And then who would replace Sanheim?
I don't know.
He hasn't done the exercise, DA. I got it all laid out here for me. Okay, are we good on the Olympic stuff?
Yeah, we are.
Let's talk about Canada, individual teams here. You're our Canada correspondent. You're a director of Canadian hockey.
Cheerleader, please.
We currently have, I think, 2 teams inside the cut line, but, it's thin, it's lean, it's going to be tight this year.
Yeah.
Where do we stand as a country with teams
Are
getting
you
in the playoffs?
nervous?
I am nervous.
Yeah,
I'm
he
nervous.
lives
We're
in
almost
a
halfway
state
through
of
the
nervosity.
season. And there's a lot of teams trending either down or just haven't picked up the speed. So,
Who
yeah.
are you nervous the most for?
Say it.
There's a few teams, to be honest with you. I
It's
mean,
the Leafs, isn't it?
well, the Leafs, obviously, because I think we had all pre-season probably penciled them in as a playoff team, right? At least I had. I was like, this is a bona fide playoff team. Winnipeg, because of how great that division's become, I'm not as nervous about them, but they've got some work to do. Edmonton, I'm not worried about at all. Now, here's the thing. If you're Craig Conroy in Calgary, what's the ideal situation to come within a whisker of making the playoffs?
He needs to do what
year?
Jimmy Rutherford did.
Make some deals.
Yes.
And maybe get Gavin McKenna or Veerhoff. And Vancouver could be in the same boat, right? I'm fearful for if a Canadian team, Calgary or Vancouver, makes it into the 8th, the second wild card, the first wild card, and you get a date with Colorado or Vegas. At what's the cost of that? Yeah. Picking 15th as opposed to picking
wasted 8 days,
second or third. Who dubbed that?
Daryl
Sutter. Right.
Maybe one of the best lines ever.
And it happened. Nashville drew Colorado that year and lost in 8 days.
Yes. The Western Conference is so top heavy, as you guys know. You could argue the top 5 Stanley Cup contenders are in the. I would argue this.
Yeah.
The top 3 teams right now in the Central, Minnesota.
If you sort league standings, top 3 teams are all Central.
Yeah, and then you take Vegas, and I would put Edmonton. I would say those to me are the top 5 Stanley Cup contenders as we sit right now. I know you had Spencer Carbery on, and Washington could work their way maybe into that conversation, but for me right now, so the West is so heavy. Do you want to be the 8th seed there? Would you rather? Vancouver's dead last in the NHL right now. You want to be competitive in games, but imagine if Pettersson comes back to being what Pettersson was. I don't know if he's going to be or not, but let's say Pettersson comes back to what he was, 100-point guy, all-star, and you get Gavin McKenna. And now you've also added Bouillon, and now you've added Ogren, and you've added Rossi. It's rebuild, and you have Demko, and if Demko can stay healthy.
This just happened with the Islanders. It was like, what are they going to do? They have no one. All of a sudden, it's like, they win Schaefer, they get 2 firsts, and all of a sudden, things are fixed.
Yeah.
Got to ask you before you leave, just Auston Matthews, lots of talk about him again in terms of where's his game. There was a signature game Saturday night between Connor McDavid and Auston. He didn't fare out well. Last night wasn't looking good for anybody, including Auston, until the last few minutes here. What do you see? What don't you see? And how does he regain it back? Is it up to Leaf management to go get him somebody who can get him a puck like Willie got him last night?
Yeah, that's a great question, and it's one of the great mysteries. And, he's showing some flashes of being the old Auston. I listen to your guys' show. I watch the regional games. I see the coverage. And you go, oh, there he is. There's that one-timer, like they scored 2 weeks ago. And I heard you say, Nick, that's the kind of goal we need to see from Auston Matthews. The goal we saw last night, there hasn't been enough of that. It has been more nights where you're kind of going, where is he? He's not that guy.
Yeah.
2 years ago, the narrative was Connor, Auston. We're not in that conversation anymore. There's no shame in being a 40-goal guy, which is what he's staring down right now. Guys would give their right arm to be a 40-goal guy. But when you set a bar at, 69 goals, 3-time Rocket, MVP, and you're making 13-point whatever, the expectations are a little different. So I'm not answering your question, Nick. I'm as disillusioned at times as you and Justin and Sam are. It is
Monday
a big
through
question.
Fridays for 2 hours.
Disillusion.
Monday through Friday for 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't know if it's a health thing. You don't know if it's just what's around him thing. I mean, he misses Mitch Marner, obviously. That's an obvious thing.
I think it's a compilation of all these things,
It's probably exactly a confluence of all these different circumstances. But there's still a lot of hockey to be played. But yeah, I think what Leaf management and what Leaf fans would like to see is just a more consistent Auston Matthews dominant player.
We got to let him go.
All right. Listen, really appreciate you coming in.
Thanks for having me on,
It's
guys.
a big night tonight on the network with St. Louis and Winnipeg, where you guys will be featured. Looking forward to it. DA, love you, pal. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me on, fellas.
Appreciate
Enjoy.
it. We'll see you in a bit.
All right, let's go to break. And when we return, 1-for-1 trade. David Amber for Sammy McKee.
Ooh, we're in a rebuild.
Back after this. As a reminder, this hour of Real Kyper Bourne brought to you by Bet365. In now for David Amber. No visa issues or anything. Ready to jump right into the lineup, Sammy McKee.
Right against my former team. It's game time, presented by Bet365. Visit the app for latest odds and see why it's ever ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 plus, Ontario only. Please play responsibly. Bourne's doing the game tonight. Jets and Blues. I would say that them tying it with whatever seconds left was one of the more stunning moments of the
That's
NHL
hockey's
season.
version of a Hail Mary.
Like, it's I mean, that game was over. It's a thrown into the slot, off the half wall, deflection. Like, I can't believe that.
We've had a few buzzer beaters this year already.
Yeah, but not like that.
That was a whole
Point
playoff
one,
series.
second we saw this year.
That was a buzzer beater series, though.
If that doesn't go in, they're done.
I'm not saying this one was bigger. I'm just saying it's really cool way to finish.
We had one night this year where 3 goals were scored with less than 12 seconds left.
Adam Lowry scored in double OT for them to win?
Yeah.
I will say this, too. Like, if the NHL, it's the clock, I don't know when it went to 1/10 of a second. It needs to go to 1/100th.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
so
I'm
you
in.
can go below 0.1.
I'm in on
and
that.
you should still, there would be still enough time to see white or no white on a goal line.
I like that we expanded out. So you start with, 0.1 at about a minute left, and then you go to you just break it down.
What about
thousands?
They need to do that.
What about football rules, where if you shoot it, or basketball
continuation?
Yeah, if the puck is off your stick by the time the clock goes in, it still enters the net. It counts.
Oh, I mean,
how many bounces do you get, Sammy?
Doesn't
You go
matter.
off 3 shin pads.
If it's off your stick and goes in the net before it counts. Like if it bounces off a guy's hands and catches it for a touchdown and a Hail Mary, still counts.
Until it stops moving, it's alive.
Yeah, then there's some gray area actually. Now that you're bringing
Not
that,
a big fan.
Yeah.
Not a
Anyways,
big fan.
okay, tough crowd.
Bad sweater and bad idea.
Oh, rude. It's rude. Gabriel Velarde goal tonight, plus 330. So you guys can talk about it.
That's really random.
Well, didn't he score it? Perfetti scored it. Crap.
Perfetti, I thought was going to take a step this year, and we're waiting.
Give me a Cole Perfetti goal then. That's what I was hoping for.
We're talking. That
is
makes
at
sense.
plus 625. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm
there
in.
you go. I got my guys mixed up there.
Yep.
So there you go. A Perfetti, not Velarde. 2 guys with names end in I. Give me a Perfetti anytime goal at plus 625. That was Game Time presented by. They go over there and build the rink. That was Game Time presented by Bet365. Visit the app for the latest odds and see why it's ever ordinary at Bet365. It's 19 plus Ontario only. Please play responsibly. I would like to see a follow-up video
of the rink.
Yeah.
Like, take the packaging off the seats. Let's see where you're at.
Like,
boys.
Dregs tweeted out that video. I don't know how long it was out. Like, everything blends together a week ago. I would like to see one, like, now.
If they had a camera on
live
it
cam.
24
I'd watch it.
hours a
I'd
day,
watch
you'd watch it like people are watching the fire,
And we'd be killing them.
fire, Christmas fire.
The Yule Log Network.
They watch this channel like all
Fireplace
day.
channel, yeah.
Oh, boy.
You'd watch it more than that.
Yeah.
The contractors in Ontario are like, oh, that's a brutal move. What is that move?
The fireplace channel.
God,
What is wrong with our world when we consider that like entertaining?
It's
There's
not.
3 different there's a sunset channel now too.
I would say that one of the ultimate placebo effect things is the fireplace channel. Like if you get close to the fireplace channel on your TV, you're like, oh, it feels warm in here.
Yeah.
It's a placebo effect thing. I like the fireplace channel. If it's on and you don't want to have, it's something nice.
Not mad at
You know,
it.
I mean, I don't have a fireplace. I don't have like multiple grand fireplaces like Kyper does to burn his wood. And
Kip's got
His
people
coal
cutting
fire.
cords of wood for him in the back.
We-
Stoke the fire,
We
Jeeves.
ditched,
Blow on it.
we ditched the real one
Did ya?
long time ago.
Oh, use a tool, blow on it.
Nice thought and idea, but like I ain't cleaning that
I
thing.
love the real fireplace.
Oh, there's
man.
nothing
If
like the smell.
If I were a wealthy individual, it'd be real for sure.
I look like I should have one with this sweater.
Yeah, you should throw the sweater in there too.
All right.
Moving on.
What do we got for news?
Well, you guys were talking about Skinner with DA.
Yeah.
And how you thought it was disrespectful.
No, I didn't say it was disrespectful. I think I've got a couple messages saying, couldn't they have just moved the party a little further into the corner?
Did you guys show?
Skinner should have gone to the other corner.
Did you guys show video of it while you were talking about it?
Yep.
Okay. Can we show it again? Because if I'm Zabruder filming this, watch McDavid when this is happening. If we're going to show it, maybe we're not going to show it. I put Jake on the spot. Sorry up there.
Yeah, he comes out of the pile a little bit, doesn't he?
Well, doesn't he go get the puck though?
No,
Isn't
but
that the idea?
he after the goal goes in. God, the passing. I mean, I've never seen the Leafs power play pass like that once. But after when they all pour, I'm looking for when they all pour onto the ice. McDavid keeps looking back at Skinner like he's almost conscious of it, like moving it away from the crease. Like I thought it was
He probably wants him to come into the pile.
No, I thought it was honestly the opposite. Like, see, he's looking back. I thought it was the opposite of disrespectful, where it's like, this is going to happen. And he's on the outside kind of captaining, pushing them all away a little bit. I thought a classy move for McDavid. I actually hate to give him credit for that.
Very generous review.
But I thought he was kind of shooing it away a little bit.
There wasn't too many times where Skinner in any post game got it wrong, right?
No.
And
good man.
Good man and good temperament. I think he mentioned, I wish it wasn't on me, but it's a big deal.
That's cool. And also,
he doesn't poo-poo it like you do for coming off the bench.
No, Bourne's right. It's absurd.
You think so?
Yeah,
right.
I hate it.
What's that?
Them coming off the ice.
This wasn't a thing.
One day Maple Leaf will do that, and you'll like it.
I mean, John Tavares scored his 500th goal and sunk his head down and skated to the bench.
They lost 12-0.
So
12-1.
So it's a huge milestone. They should have piled off the bench. They said they would have done it.
Should have been out there. The trainer in golf shoes should have been out there.
They misread the room.
Good read of the room.
Anyways,
literally forget what I was going to say.
Did you see? I saw a story on our website that was quoting a story from The Athletic, Jeremy Rutherford writing about the Blues.
Yep.
And I got to read the quote from this if I can quickly find it here. I can't stop people from calling, and we're not doing our due diligence if we're not listening.
Well,
says Doug Armstrong.
The paragraph above, he says, the way the league operates, when we were a highly functioning team, you would call teams that weren't highly functioning and say, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
And that probably happens.
So,
and I'm not sure if you noticed, you guys stink. Can I have your players?
Yeah. So I think there's a lot of players on that team that, as a whole, obviously are having an awful season. But if you're a contender, there's multiple guys on that roster that you'd be really looking to trade for. No?
Do you want to hear my Leafs who doesn't do it trade with the Blues?
Is it involves the 2028 first round pick?
No.
Okay.
Brandon Carlo for Justin Falk retained. So you get half of Falk's salary. So he's making 6 and change. Now you get him for 3.5 or 3.2 or whatever. And they get Carlo. Here's why it makes sense on both sides. Falk is a good puck mover, skater. He's a guy who does stuff Leafs. He's a right shot guy who can hit a slap shot, move the puck, do those things. Carlo hasn't been good for the Leafs. The Blues get a younger guy who defends and is having an off year. You're buying low.
Honestly, it's really good, and he just strikes me as a Blue.
Brandon Carlo totally seems like a St. Louis Blue. He's long like Parayko and Bouwmeester and all those guys.
So Falk is in year
Fowler.
6 of 7 of a $6.5 million contract.
So
if you
3.25,
get them to, but then you're going to have to sweeten the pot for them to do that.
You don't think Brandon Carlo does it?
No.
Carlo makes 1.5.
But like if their contracts were lined up perfectly, for sure, but you're going to have to incentivize them to be able to take on $3.5 million for the rest of this year and next year. No?
Yeah, you're right. I think Carlo though is much higher upside. They just traded a first and whatever else to get the guy, and Fraser Minten.
Yeah.
Like he's a valuable guy who had a month and a half of not great play here. I still think he carries a lot of value.
Okay. I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
But who else you want off the Blues? Kyrou's having a down year.
You'll get Braden Shen. You'll get Braden because there's teams, and we spoke to Spencer Carbery earlier. There's a team that needs a centerman.
The Leafs.
No,
oh, sorry,
Washington.
Braden Shen to Washington.
Yeah, like there's teams out there that need help in the middle of the ice.
If I'm Washington or New Jersey, I'm looking around the East being like, oh my God, we got to do something. Yeah. This is our year. The path is clear. Carolina also.
The path is clear until the boogeyman gets into the 8th spot and goes to Stanley Cup final again.
Florida gets healthy and Barkov puts his helmet on.
I don't know if you've checked in recently. They've kind of stopped sucking.
Yeah.
Like they just beat Dallas on the road and like they're starting to win games again. They just beat the Bolts. It's like, they may not suck anymore.
God, 18 Florida's
the thing you got to be careful of is that
Red Wings make it for the first time. They're like, yeah,
as wide open as you think it is. It's really, for me, it's looking like 3 teams in the Atlantic and 5 in the Metro.
So I came up with my favorite segment. I don't think Kyper likes it, but I like it because it gives us a thing to jump off with. But I did a few true or false questions.
Yep.
The first one I had was true or false. Jordan Binnington will play for another year, play for another team after the deadline. Because there's another guy in that team. Because he's a UFA, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, he's.
He's got one more.
He's got one more.
He's got one more year.
He's got one more, so maybe not.
Yeah,
I thought he's UFA.
No, but it still makes sense because he wants to play after, and he's eligible to sign a contract right away. Mm-hmm. So why not go somewhere, prove that you can still be a top-notch goalie, take a team, win a round, and then get your $7.5 million a year contract.
Whoa! You're in Binnington's pocket.
Why?
And vice versa. He's got a .422 save percentage on the year. What is it? An .869.
But the guy has won, and he may win a gold
Gretzky.
medal.
You're not signing
He
him.
may win a gold medal. You don't know. I don't know if he'll start, but he could end up cleaning up, and they could win. And he has shown more than 3/4 of the other goalies. So he's had a bad 2 months, but so is the whole team.
Yep.
I think the upside's still there for Binnington.
What's the
You've written him off, eh?
No, you just said $7 million. That would make him like the 8th highest paid goalie in the league.
But the cap's going up. It's going up. 7 for a starting legit goalie is nothing.
But
I know he's a starting legit goalie.
I think that's the pushback from Bourne here is that
Okay, so 6.5.
All right.
What's he making now?
No
6.
raise. He's making 6 right now.
Okay, so if he gets a long-term deal, give him 6.5.
You know,
7.
here's the one thing in your defense. Well, you have several things in your defense. His career is
And
very
he's a winner.
defensible. Yeah,
And he's
his
a winner.
career is very defensible.
competitive.
He's 32.
He's competitive.
Good goalies are often good for a long time.
They can go 35,
But
36.
where's the fit? What team in a playoff spot is it the Kings?
This is February, March. You don't know who's hurt. You don't know
You're right.
who's.
You're right. Some
it's
goalie
just-
tears his groin, and then you're right.
I look at Edmonton, and I get it. Everybody needed a change mid-December, but kind of would have waited a little longer. I would have.
Jari's not your guy?
He could strike lightning, and he could be great, but the odds are against it for me.
You know, he's another guy with a good career save percentage. He hasn't done it, but it's certainly better than Binnington's career
Has he won around
save percentage.
No.
ever?
No.
And how old is he? 30?
Well, but what are we doing there? You know, that depends what teams you're on too, right?
Pittsburgh. Sidney Crosby.
Well, I understand the teams he's been on, but he hasn't been healthy while they're good.
Oh, okay, for 10 years.
I don't know. He's got 10
Okay.
years of Penguins.
Okay. Sure.
Let's look up his playoff stats. Let's quickly
Who's that,
look up-
Jari?
Yeah, let's just quickly look that up because I don't know.
6.
He's
I think
played.
the most
8
he's played is 6 games in a playoff series.
He's played 8 games in his career. You're right. In 2020, 2021, he made 6 starts, lost.
It's a little crazy to call it a 10-year career failure because he's had 8 playoff starts.
I agree. I think that, but he also has a 3.891 save percentage.
He hasn't gone well.
Which is very similar. What's Stuart Skinner's save percentage in the playoffs in his
You
career?
mentioned clearing-
Probably very similar to that.
Clearing waivers and stints in the minors lately.
Listen, I think there's plenty
It's
of
a gamble. It's a gamble.
What do you think Stuart Skinner's save percentage in the playoffs is?
Ah.
Much bigger sample size. I will grant you that, obviously.
30? How
895.
many games?
In 50 games.
895.
50.
Yeah.
Yeah, 902.
893.
893.
So they traded a guy 891 for 893 in the playoffs.
Well, that's what everyone's saying. The jokes are the before and after of the guy with the Alex Jones with the spray tan picture.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you
got a
another
new owner.
I was going to ask you another true or false. It might be more interesting, but go ahead.
No, just
Did you care about the ownership thing? Does that affect things for you?
1.7 bill.
sounds right.
Yeah.
I think Elliott reported 175.
And they bought it was $900 million 4 years ago in 2021, 5 years ago, I guess.
Good profit.
Not bad. Just double your 900
Yeah,
spiel.
in 4 years.
Flip.
And they've
Red
stunk.
Sox fans are cheering, I guess, because now that owner, they got more money to play with.
He's going to play in Liverpool.
He's going to what?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the Red Sox.
He's going to go get an NBA team in Vegas.
Oh, is that what's going on?
Okay, now we're talking.
Right.
But Red Sox fans can't stand John Henry because he also owns Liverpool FC, which he cares apparently way more about. And he spends hundreds of millions of dollars on that franchise and then like nickels and dimes, one of the most famous teams that's been one of the biggest spenders ever. So they're not a big fan of that. So I don't think they'll be thrilled regardless with John Henry.
Extra money.
There you go.
Extra money. There you go.
It'll be interesting, new ownership going in there. And
WN, they suck.
what do we do with Sid? What do we do with Malkin? What do we do with
Would this change things? A new
Sure.
ownership group being like,
Yeah.
yeah, we're not as tied to this.
Well, do I want to Kyle Dubas? Right?
Sounds like
I like paying $6 million for this guy.
they've asked if Mario Lemieux would spend more time around the team, he could be back in the mix there a little bit more.
Does Mario want to do that right now?
I think
Mario
so.
can do whatever he wants.
He's a lifer, man. He's a Penguin. Why
No, for
wouldn't he
sure. But
want
like, back and working again. He's a cajillionaire.
to? Video coach?
No,
That's
no,
a
no.
tough job.
Yeah, not.
A
Anyways.
lot of hours.
No, Mario will be great, and Sid one day will be running that team. It'll be fine.
President of hockey operations. Sidney
Whatever
Crosby
he
sounds right.
wants.
Yeah.
Whatever he wants.
Pittsburgh, that's all.
Yeah.
I've heard it's a lovely stadium.
He'll be
I'm
sitting.
totally
He'll be
kidding.
sitting in Cole
Pittsburgh.
Harbor in his mansion.
Great hockey town.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Cole Harbor?
Yeah. Oh, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Played at Cole Harbor Place multiple times. True or false? Pete DeBoer on an NHL bench before the end of the season.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, he's just the next guy up, and I don't believe no one's getting fired.
Are they gonna
If you're Buffalo, would you hire him right now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Today.
tomorrow?
Not today?
It's getting a little late in the day.
You're right.
It's 5:50.
Yeah. Everybody's having dinner.
It sounds, there are like rumors or whatever that this would be Lindy's last year. Like he just may not want to. He's got to be getting near 70 years old.
Well, I think it's the end of his deal, too.
Yeah. So if it's going to be the end of it and everyone knows it's coming, you might as well just get the new voice, the new direction, everything started.
Well, you also got to consider
Lindy's
that
65.
Don't
age
Sorry
him
about
too-
calling.
Don't age him
if
too
we
hard.
think Peter DeBoer is the best that's out there, why am I waiting for another team to grab
Well,
him?
that's kind of it. And if another team does grab him, then you're like, well, now who?
Much like Rutherford did with Jim Montgomery when was that last
Armstrong.
year? Oh, what did I say?
Rutherford.
No,
I
knows
meant
what
to,
you're talking
I meant to say
Yes.
Yeah, I meant to
Yeah,
say
we got
Armstrong.
you.
What he did when he,
I got you.
Jim Montgomery.
who did he fire and hire Jim Montgomery midseason? Was it not Yo?
Was it Berube?
No, it
No.
wasn't Berube. There was somebody in between. Maybe it was Yo. No, maybe
Someone fast, too.
Yeah, I can't.
Probably
think
Yo then.
of it. No,
I
can't
don't
think of
remember.
it. Don't look at me like
Can't
that.
remember.
No, that's bad. We only host a hockey
I'm
show.
getting
Let me look.
dizzy looking at your sweater.
It's funny.
All right, true, false, Sammy.
Got another one for us?
Yeah, I do. There will be more than true or false. There will be more than three Canadian teams.
Drew
in the playoffs.
Bannister.
Drew Bannister, right?
More than 3 Canadian teams in the playoffs?
Yeah.
I can't. More than is the part that kills me. 3 I can see. 4 is really
Three or
tough.
more. Okay, 3 or more.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm in on 3 or
don't,
more.
I don't know what to make of Winnipeg. Then if you say 3 or more, yes,
Yeah.
then Winnipeg's in, right?
Yeah. Ottawa's in.
Behind the Leafs. by the
Toronto,
way.
Montreal, Winnipeg.
I
Who
think.
am I missing there?
I think
Calgary, no. Vancouver, no. Oh, Edmonton.
if I would.
Yeah, definitely 3 or more.
If I had to guess,
No.
Ottawa's good.
no, they're not.
3 or 4 then for you. You have to
4.
go
You think
4.
Ottawa's good?
4. I think, I looked at Ottawa's roster today. They've been hurt a lot this year. That's a good hockey team. Their defense, when Sanderson and Shabbat are both healthy with Clevin and Montempolo and Zub and
Yeah,
Jensen.
so they can't kill penalties. What's the deal?
Can't get a save.
Can't get a save. Goalie's not good.
Can't get a save.
Oh.
The same old
Bennington
stuff.
for Allmark.
Valley's not a fan, eh?
Bennington for Allmark. Who says no? Everyone?
That's a good question. And probably.
Which one?
Bennington for Allmark.
They're not taking Allmark at 8.5.
Yeah, no, that's it.
St. Louis says no.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
That's one of the worst contracts in the league.
Right now, it's
What's
not,
his- like,
not
I mean-
looking great.
What's his numbers this year?
Who's the longest running we need a goalie franchise? Edmonton, Ottawa, Philly.
Philly, number 1.
Carter Hart was almost
Yeah,
there.
It's always been Philly. I mean, think about the team. Like
Rubber Dash,
they went-
Roman Czechmanic.
they went to the final with Leighton.
Then we're going in the
Geloff.
90s
Yeah,
now.
Michael Leighton.
Yeah, like they've always. Did you say Chuck Manick?
Yeah.
Chuck Manick. Yeah, Ash had great pads. Really good design. Linus Allmark's numbers this year: 3 in 24 games played, and 8.79 save percentage.
Aye, aye.
Yikes!
Hard to win games.
All right,
All right,
to TV.
stay on the network.
Good luck, buddy.
5 games on
guys.
tap. But the one you care about is the one my buddy's working on tonight.
J-E-T-S,
Winnipeg
Jets,
and
Jets.
St. Louis on the network tonight. Our thanks to the host of the show tonight, David Amber, came in studio. Spencer Carbery as well, head coach of the Washington Capitals, joined us in our Leaf Edition hour. If you get a chance, give us a rating and review. We'd love to hear from you. Have a great night, everybody.